Before there was Facebook to remind us of all of our friends and family's birthdays, there was a most memorable guy. He had the most memorable birthday, 10, 20, 30. Ed loved that. I grew to know Ed over the past 35 years, and I've learned many other things that he loved. Ed loved his childhood and his family. He grew up on Beechwood Road in College Park with parents he adored. He spent memorable weekends and summers on the family dairy farm in Williamsport, Maryland. He was active in 4-H and remained friends with many of his fellow 4-Hers throughout his life. I believe that his farm upbringing formed the foundation for his relentless work ethic as an adult. Ed loved education. He went to College Park Elementary School and graduated from McKinley High in Washington, D.C. Some of his grade school classmates are here today. Ed attended his beloved University of Maryland, earning a BS degree in 1952. We're here on this campus today to honor his memory because he valued his education and wanted others to have the kind of opportunities his education afforded him. He loved his country and the military. He served in ROTC on campus and enlisted in the Air Force just in time for the Korean War. As an officer with the 51st Fighter Interceptor Wing, Ed earned distinction as a personnel and public relations officer. His time in the military, and later working with the military in the advertising world, helped him to identify a need for military families, and Downey Communications was born. Ed loved his friends. He opened his heart and his home on more occasions than I can count. Visits to Deer Valley and Bachelor's Gulch became regular destinations for skiing, snowshoeing in the winter, and golf and hiking in the summer. Although Ed skied until he was 83 years old, he was usually more interested in the snow cab ride to meet everyone for lunch. A typical meal often included an Ed Downey favorite, asking friends to share a dumb but true story. As I look around, I'm sure that there are some folks here that have enjoyed some dumb but true stories with Ed and Loretta. It requires you to tell us a true story about yourself. You can't tell it about anyone else, you have to tell it about yourself. I think that I may personally hold the honor of sharing one of the most memorable stories, but I'm restricted from ever mentioning the story again. Ed loved Loretta. Loretta was in every way his partner, at home as his spouse, and at work as his work colleague and partner. They spent a lifetime building companies that ultimately allowed them to have a life beyond their expectations. Their partnership led to success that they've quietly shared in numerous philanthropic ways. He was proud of his accomplishments and was enjoying the retirement phase of his life when he was diagnosed with cancer. He bravely battled the diagnosis, wanting every last day he could to be with the person he valued and cherished the most, Loretta. Ed loved his kids, and I've had the privilege and honor of being one of his kids. And I appreciate Lisa and Linda sharing him with us. My own father died of cancer 40 years ago. Shortly after I married, I had a wonderful father-in-law that we lost tragically. And the day of my father-in-law's funeral, Ed Downey stepped up to me and said, and to all of my wife and her brothers, "I'm your dad now." He was in every way, from giving his never-ending fatherly wisdom to fun adventures and incredible experience. Ed loved life. Please join us today in celebrating him.